Dollar higher on risk aversion. Euro revisits parity. Reuters. The US dollar rose across the board on Monday, briefly driving the euro back below parity, as investors shied away from riskier assets amid growing fears that interest rate hikes in the United States and Europe, aimed at curbing inflation, would weaken the New York. August 22. Reuters. The US dollar rose across the board on Monday, briefly driving the euro back below parity, as investors shied away from riskier assets amid growing fears that interest plus 3112 Chars. Dirty Dancing, 35th anniversary. Every song ranked from worst to best. USA Today. Confession. Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey's Dirty Dancing is turning 35. And we had the time of our life ranking every song on the soundtrack. Nobody puts Baby in a corner. And no one better disrespect the Dirty Dancing soundtrack. Celebrating its 35th anniversary on Sunday. The throwback romance dance drama. Released in theaters August 21. Plus 4106 Chars. Dallas area hit by flash floods. Videos show highway partly underwater. The Washington Post. The National Weather Service in Fort Worth extended its warning in and around Dallas County about potentially life-threatening flash flooding. Comment on this story. Flash floods struck the Dallas-Fort Worth area overnight into Monday, sparking rescue efforts as roads flooded and abandoned cars floated away in striking footage shared on SOC. Plus 3230 Chars. Depression ruined her life for years. Kansas City doctor's helmet changed everything. Kansas City Star. Null. For its latest images, the Webb telescope looked closer to home. Ars Technica. We hadn't really expected it to be this good. To be honest. In large, a Webb composite image of Jupiter from 3 filters. 43 with 38 posters participating. NASA has released 2 more images made from data collected by the James Webb Space Telescope. And the plus 2716 Chars. Where things stand on Kevin Durant and Donovan Mitchell trade talks with a month until camp. Shams inside pass. The Athletic. The latest from NBA insider Shams Charania and what sources are telling him about the Kevin Durant and Donovan Mitchell situations. It's been 2 weeks since Kevin Durant reiterated his trade request to Brooklyn Nets owner Joe Tsai. In a face-to-face meeting and informed Tsai that he needs to choose between his 12-time All-Star play. Plus 8639 Chars. Saints Row Review. IGN. Reviewed by Tristan Ogilvy on PC. Also available on PlayStation, Xbox, and Google Stadia. For a game that gives us so much freedom to be exactly who we want. Null. Dow Jones dives as stock market sell-off continues. Investors Business Daily. Palo Alto Networks and Zoom video report after the close Monday. The Dow Jones Industrial Average traded sharply lower Monday morning, extending losses from Friday's stock market sell-off. Potential earnings movers this week include discount retailers Dollar Gen. Plus 7001 Chars. Queen Elizabeth has eaten same thing every day since childhood. Private chef reveals. New York Post. Queen Elizabeth II has had the same meal every day since she was a toddler. According to her former private chef, Queen Elizabeth II has eaten jam sandwiches every day since she was a toddler. according to her former private chef. Darren McGrady claims on his YouTube channel that the monarch favors a strawberry. +2133 Chars. Saints Row Review. IGN. Reviewed by Tristan Ogilvie on PC. Also available on PlayStation, Xbox, and Google Stadia. For a game that gives us so much freedom to be exactly who we want. Null. 10 heart health rules you should actually ignore. HuffPost. Between common misconceptions and outdated information, the process of keeping your heart healthy can get confusing. You know how important taking care of your heart is, but knowing the exact steps to take to keep your heart healthy can be a tricky business. How necessary is taking aspirin to reduce your risk of He? +10567 Chars. Water can separate into two different liquids. We just got closer to knowing why. Science alert. The dazzling beauty of a snowflake is testament to the amazing shapes water can form below freezing point. The dazzling beauty of a snowflake is testament to the amazing shapes water can form below freezing point. Placed under pressure, the elegant dance of the H2O molecule contorts into something bizarre. +3847 Chars. Dirty as F.K. Hit that injured Kayvon Thibodeau sparks controversy. New York Post. As the Giants await Kayvon Thibodeau's injury fate, some critics and former players are debating whether the edge rusher was taken down on a dirty play during the second quarter of Sunday and as the Giants await Kayvon Thibodeau's injury fate, some critics and former players are debating whether the edge rusher was taken down on a dirty play during the second quarter of Sunday's Giant. +2274 Chars. Xbox game releases. August 22 to 28. True achievements. Next week, 19 more games join the Xbox platform, including Death Stranding, Saints Row, F1 Manager 2022, Midnight Fight Express, and Soul Hackers 2. It's a busy one next week, folks. A whopping 19 games, including some heavy hitters, are coming to Xbox. It all kicks off on August 23, with Death Stranding coming to PC Game Pass. And yes, Death S. +10202 Chars. China cuts lending benchmarks to revive faltering economy. Reuters. China cut its benchmark lending rate and lowered the mortgage reference by a bigger margin on Monday, adding to last week's easing measures. As Beijing boosts efforts to revive an economy hobbled by a property crisis and a resurgence of COVID-19 cases. Shanghai. August 22. Reuters. China cut its benchmark lending rate and lowered the mortgage reference by a bigger margin on Monday, adding to last week's easing measures. As Beijing boosts efforts to +4790 Chars. Obi-Wan Kenobi. A Jedi's Return. Official trailer. 2022. Ewan McGregor. Hayden Christensen. IGN. Check out the trailer for Obi-Wan Kenobi, A Jedi's Return, the new Star Wars special coming to Disney+. This Disney+ documentary explores Obi-Wan Kenobi. Null. Russia blames Ukraine for nationalists' car bombing death. The Associated Press, en español. Moscow. App. Russia's top counterintelligence agency on Monday blamed Ukrainian spy services for organizing the killing of the daughter of a leading Russian nationalist ideologue in a car bombing just outside Moscow. Moscow. App. Russia's top counterintelligence agency on Monday blamed Ukrainian spy services for organizing the killing of the daughter of a leading Russian nationalist ideologue in a car bombing just +4140 Chars. Scientists reverse food allergies by targeting the microbiome. SciTech Daily. Many people with dietary allergies only experience mild symptoms when exposed to triggering foods. However, some face potentially fatal consequences. A bacterial compound called butyrate that's made by healthy microbiomes has shown promise against allergic reactions. By American Chemical Society, August 22, 2022. Scientists report that their polymeric micelles are effective against peanut allergies in mice. The treatment could someday counteract many types of food. +7721 Chars. This logarithmic view of the universe will blow your mind. Big Think. As we look to larger cosmic scales, we get a broader view of the expansive cosmic forest, eventually revealing the grandest views of all. Null. The day Jesse Marsh helped Leeds finally move on from Marcelo Bielsa, The Athletic. The American has been met with a mixed reception, but the destruction of Chelsea means he has surely won everyone over now. Injury time ran to 3 minutes. The standard tally whenever a team has taken enough of a kicking. Chelsea were beaten and the points had gone, but even as the board went up, Sam Greenwood was chassis. +6090 Chars. Apple expands self-service repair to Mac notebooks. Apple. Genuine Apple parts and tools can be purchased by U.S. customers on August 23. August 22, 2022. Update. Apple expands self-service repair to Mac notebooks. Genuine Apple parts and tools can be purchased by U.S. customers on August 23. Apple announced self-service repair will be +2797 Chars. Signify Health stock surges 39% on reports Amazon is bidding for the company. CNBC. A deal would push Amazon deeper into healthcare. After the retail giant said last month it plans to acquire primary care clinic company One Medical. Shares of Signify Health skyrocketed more than 36% Monday morning on reports that Amazon is among the bidders for the home health services provider. Amazon, CVS and United Health Group are competing. +996 Chars. Knives Out sequel, Glass Onion gets release date. Reveals first look images. Variety. Popular on Variety, Daniel Craig is ready to revive his Southern accent. Glass Onion, the sequel to 2019's whodunit smash Knives Out, will debut on Netflix December 23, as well as be released in select theaters on a to-be-announced date. The Global Netief. Daniel Craig is ready to revive his Southern accent. Glass Onion, the sequel to 2019's whodunit smash Knives Out, will debut on Netflix December 23, as well as be released in select theaters on +1899 Chars. Judge says FBI's evidence for searching Mar-a-Lago is reliable. Politico. The new order underlines the historic significance of a typically secret part of the criminal investigative process. Reinhart ruled last week that he would consider unsealing portions of the affidavit after conferring with the Justice Department and determining whether proposed redactions would be sufficient to +3261 Chars. Build upper body muscle and increase your metabolism with only 6 exercises. MSNNOW. Disproving a 60-year-old hypothesis. Most silent mutations are actually harmful. SciTech Daily. A new study finds that most silent mutations are harmful rather than neutral. Marshall Nirenberg, a University of Michigan alumni, and a small group of researchers cracked the genetic code of life in the early 1960s. Figuring out the rule by which informati. By University of Michigan, August 21, 2022. Synonymous mutations have long been thought to have relatively no impact. A new study finds that most silent mutations are harmful rather than neutral. Mars. +6134 Chars. Giants, Bengals, Kudos and Wet Willies. Davis Webb. Alex Bachman. Offensive line. More. Big Blue View. Let's look at who played well. And who did not. For the Giants on Sunday night. The New York Giants are 2-0. Yeah. It's only preseason, but I would think it feels nice for them and for victory-starved fans to say it. Let's get to the kudos and amp. Wet Willies from Sunday's 25-22 Victo. +6970 Chars. Samsung's sending out updates to 500 million plus old phones. Sam Mobile, Samsung News. A handful of old Galaxy smartphones that are no longer officially supported got updated earlier this month. But that was a handful of old Galaxy smartphones that are no longer officially supported got updated earlier this month. But that was only the beginning. As it turns out, Samsung is rolling out a similar firmware. +2235 Chars.